This River Valley man is headed to prison after he was convicted of incest. You won't believe how much time he'll spend there, though. So in August 2022, three women walked into the Paris Police Department to speak with an officer about something that had gone on in their family for far too long. The three women, who were from different generations, each told the police officer that they spoke to that they were there to report that a man in their family named Robert Barbie had been SAing them for years. One woman, who I'm going to call victim B, told police, actually wrote out a statement telling police that from the age of 5 to 12 years old, Robert Barbie had molested her and that he would put his hands in her pants every time she hugged him. She said that when she turned 13 and got breasts, that he would rub those and squeeze her butt. She said that Robert Barbie continued to SA her until she was over the age of 21. But from the ages of 21 to 24, Robert Barbie really upped the ante. He increased the abuse tenfold, started touching her physically, underneath her clothing, rubbing and sucking on her breast, rubbing private areas while she was sleeping, and also doing things to her when she was not sleeping, bending her over beds or chairs and basically humping her until he emitted fluids. She would tell him no. He continued to do it. She tried to get up. He would push her over something else. There was also another incident where what he did could only be described as grape. For her part, victim C told police that she was molested by Robert from the ages of 8 to 17. She said that she tried to repress what happened, but she had been unable to. She said Robert would touch her butt, squeeze her butt, try to put his hand down her pants, fondle her breasts. The three women did tell police that they confronted Robert Barbie about his actions around June or July of that same year, and they actually recorded that interaction. During that interaction, Robert Barbie actually admitted to having done inappropriate things to the girls, one of them in particular, victim B, that he had messed with her. That's a quote. So in 2022, Robert Barbie was arrested and charged with grape, 2 counts of second-degree SA, and 1 count of incest. Now, it wasn't until July that Robert Barbie actually went on trial, and by the time he went on trial, I don't know what happened, what the reason was, but the grape and the 2 SA charges had been dropped, and the only charge that he was facing at that time was incest, as well as a failure to appear charge that he had picked up along the way. Now, I don't like this, and the reason I don't like this is because incest is only a C felony. The most he could get out of one single incest charge would be 10 years in prison. In July, Robert Barbie was convicted of incest by a jury of his peers, and those jurors sentenced Robert Barbie to 8 years in prison. Now, it's not exactly 10 years. 10 years would have been 2 more. 8 years sucks, but 10 years would have also sucked. And maybe it's not that big of a deal in some people's minds because of Robert Barbie's age going into this. I think he's something like 80 years old, but I do think that it's a big deal. I don't think that this person deserves to be out of prison. Robert Barbie didn't just SA his own family members and grape his own family members, taking advantage of them. But it's important to know, I have heard from multiple people that at some point in time, Robert Barbie actually was a long-term bus driver for the school district there in Paris. Robert Barbie made a point of being around children. And then all of this comes out. Anyway, he is currently being held in the Logan County Detention Center. He was booked in after his trial. He only served 1 day in jail before he was bonded out, which also disgusted me that anyone would bond him out. But what do you think about the 8-year sentence and the crime itself?